Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to hit you with the top 5 new player tips for Marvel Future Revolution, especially for those of you starting out brand new, either for the first time playing Marvel Future Revolution, or you took a break from the game, you came back, and now you've set up on the right server, so you've got low latency, your ping is not crazy, but you've sort of forgotten some of those tips that you had picked up early on playing the game that are going to be invaluable for you. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into the very first one, which is gold. Gold is super duper important in this game. You use gold for almost everything, and I cannot stress enough the value of gold. That's actually a lot of gold. Really, you're going to make this mistake, you're going to learn, and it will eventually get ingrained in you, but gold is just so valuable that I want to just really hammer it down right at the beginning of the video. Save your gold. Be very careful when you're going through menus and you're upgrading characters. The skill cost upgrades alone can completely bankrupt you, especially when you get to level 100. So this is just sort of a general tip for you about gold. Gold is almost a premium currency because there's so little to farm per day, and it's so easy to just rapidly, you know, use up all of your gold. And gold is so important because, like I said, everything requires gold to be upgraded. Whether you're upgrading your cards, you're enhancing your potential, you're upgrading your cores, you're combining them, you're doing specialization upgrades, skill upgrades, you're donating to your alliance. There are just so many things that you need to do. Right there is 100,000 gold, and you're supposed to donate that every single day. So it really adds up quickly. So the two actually most important ones I would say to be very careful when spending gold are your skill upgrades, right? Really budget when you upgrade your skills, and I'll show you a perfect example. I'm going to switch to my Captain America. Despite the fact that he is what, level 96, I'm very close to level 100, and there are some skill levels that you won't unlock until you get to 100. But let me just show you really quickly here. Look at how many red dots I have. I haven't even unlocked some of the skill masteries for Captain America. You can see that one isn't unlocked. Those two are not unlocked. And this is not an accident. I skipped that one in the middle. I'm doing that to save gold. Each one of these is going to cost me 30,000 gold, which adds up over time. I've already showed you over 100,000, 150, 200, 300,000 gold worth of masteries that I've skipped. And then these level ups are going to cost you a ton. So you can see here, these skills are at level 10. They can go to a maximum level of 15. So if I want to level this up, this is going to cost me from 10 to 11, 79,000 gold. If I want to go to the next level after that, once I unlock it, it's going to be 86,000. You can literally spend 1,000,000 gold here very quickly if you are not careful. So strongly recommend you to, you know, be careful when you are spending your gold and to really save it. Oh, I didn't want to pick Blackwood. I wanted to go back to Doctor Strange. The other thing for gold that is really important to remember is reviving and med kits. They increase the amount of gold that it costs to revive in the zone, and they've also increased the amount that it costs to buy med kits. So make sure you've always got a reserve. You can see here I actually don't have any med kits. It's a big fat 0 on the right side there. I actually have to go and buy some. If I didn't have this surplus of gold, I couldn't buy medkits. That means that I would be at an insane disadvantage in any game mode where I need to use medkits. Now, you don't need to use medkits for every single game mode, like you can't use medkits in PvP, but for pretty much all PvE content, you can and should use medkits. So always keep, I would say, at least 200,000 gold, just as a sort of, you know, reserve, and it's an emergency fund for yourself. You'll probably end up breaking that rule and then, you know, learning to do that in the future, but that's honestly something I learned, and it's staggering. Now, that leads me to my second point. So my first point was about gold. My second point is about building a second character. There are two extremely important reasons why you're going to want to build a second character. And now I know what you're probably thinking, Alex, I just started playing this game today, and I already chose one character, and now you're telling me to choose another character? I'm not telling you to choose another character. I'm just saying that eventually you are going to hit the squad rank obstacle. You're going to hit that roadblock where it says you cannot proceed to the next mission until you level up your squad rank. You can see my squad rank is 109. Now, squad rank is really important for your overall progression. Also, it's tied to your squad power. Your squad power can never exceed your squad rank. So you can see my ranks 95, 92, 89. These could never go over 109, even if I had the gold and the materials for it, like the Stark blueprints. because it's tied to my squad level. But yeah, squad rank is one of the ways that they slow down your progression, and squad XP can be very hard to farm if you're just farming on one character. If you make a brand new character on the same server, then you'll be able to sort of start again from zero, where they give you a lot of squad XP. They give you a lot of the materials as well, these building blocks that you can use to increase your squad rank. So building a second character is going to, help you manage your squad rank better, and it's going to slow you down less. The second big reason to build a second character, and you can see I had built all 8 characters, is gold. Going through and repeating those missions is going to give you a lot of gold that you otherwise wouldn't be able to repeatedly farm. So there's a lot of missions that will give you 50,000 gold, maybe 100,000 gold one time for completing those missions. You can dip into that a maximum of 8 times if you have all 8 character slots unlocked. So building a second character is really important, and you're going to have to do it. Otherwise, the grind for squad rank is going to be too unbearable. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It's not something you need to do on day 1, but maybe by day 5, depending on how often you play. Maybe if you're a hardcore player, by day 3, you're going to be looking at it and be like, man, my Doctor Strange is already level 50. Maybe it's time I start Captain America from 1 to 50 and sort of manage it that way. So that's my second tip for you guys. Build a second character. My third tip for you guys is very, very important. This one you're going to have to really take note of and keep in mind from day 1. It's collecting items that you want on the character that you want them on. I'll repeat that. When you're going to collect an item, collect it on the character that you want to collect it on, that you want the item to be opened on, because you won't be able to transfer the item to another character. So take a look right here. This, for example, and this goes for login events. This goes for the monthly login. I just finished my monthly login, and I got the 5-star costume box. I logged in first with Doctor Strange. So that costume box is now in my inventory for Doctor Strange. I can't do anything with this costume box. I've never actually tried to do this, and this will actually lead into my next point. But let me see if I can move it into my storage. I don't think I can. No, you cannot. Oh, you know what? It's full. Hang on. Maybe I can. That would be wild. We're just gonna move a random... No, you can't. You cannot store it. So yeah, I was pretty sure you couldn't store it. It's interesting. You can actually store these supply boxes. Interesting. So yeah, for the login events, for the login items, for the rewards, you really just want, just to make it easier on yourself, just to avoid any hassles or any mistakes, you need to log into the character that you want to collect that item with first. Because otherwise, once it's on the character, then it's for that character. So I can't transfer this to Captain America, even though maybe Captain America needed that 5-star costume and my Doctor Strange doesn't, right? That would have been a much better idea for me to do. It would have been a much better idea for me to transfer this to Captain America or Black Widow, and another one of my characters, because my Doctor Strange already has a full set of 6-star gear. So that was a mistake that I made, that I'm still making this mistake now and then. So you got to be really, really careful. Collect the items on the hero that you're trying to build up, and that goes for events, right? Because these in-game events, these are shared across all of your characters on a server. So it's not like I can go and log out of Doctor Strange and log into Black Widow, and I can collect this work together reward twice. Once I collect it, it's done. It's not going to be available on any of my other characters, and I'll just make the point by showing you that when I log into Black Widow now, I can't go back and collect that item again. So you got to be really careful when you're collecting items from any kind of event. They will not, there won't be most of them won't be transferable. And then I'm not even sure if they are transferable, if they would still apply, because sometimes, even though the items are transferable, they'll still be sort of locked to the character. So yeah, but I'm not gonna test that out. But yeah, it's basically it's something to keep in mind, and it's something to just follow from the get-go. My fourth point is the fourth really big thing is item storage and card storage. So just like other Netmarble games, you have the inventory simulator. And as you can see down over here, I have increased my inventory to 135. You're gonna start at 100. 100 is pretty tight. It's not enough to house all of these different items that you get. I had a separate video for inventory specifically. You can check that out. But my very quick and dirty rule here is take advantage of the item storage and the card storage. So you go over to squad and you can see there's card storage and then there's storage, just says storage. In storage, you can transfer items, not all items, not every single item is transferable, but most items in the game are transferable as long as they're not equipped, and you can transfer them to another character. Now keep in mind with Omega cards, if you've rolled them to 4-star or higher, they will have exclusive stats that will not change, so that is something to keep in mind. But for just other items, like let's say you just have an excess of these, I can't remember what these are called now, these things, these cores, you have an excess of them on one character and you don't need them, right? There's only so many badge slots, there's only so many, you know, I got 2 greens there, a red, another green, right? There's only so many that I have, and I've already filled them all for Doctor Strange. So what are these doing in my inventory? I can move them over to my storage, and then I can switch to another character and I can access them. So take advantage of the storage. The storage will give you another 100 by default. I've actually upgraded mine to 140, but it will give you another 100. So even if you just have one character, you technically have 200 inventory slots. It's just that some of them are in storage and some of them are sort of on your character. You can increase that by just making other characters, and you can increase that technically for free to 500. Because you have 4 free character slots from the beginning and the 1 shared storage. So that's up to 500 inventory slots across 4 characters. Obviously, it would be very irritating to have to sort of mule the items over, like, oh man, my Spider-Man is holding Doctor Strange's enhancement item and now I have to go and get it from him. Or like, I put all my sin particles on Captain America, now I have to log into Captain America, move them over to the shared storage, log back into Doctor Strange, and then take it out. But yeah, you can do that. So definitely take advantage of that if storage is one of your issues with mobile games. You also have card storage. Basically the exact same thing I said for storage, except for cards. A pro tip is to, once you have a card, like once you've established a card set for a character and you want to start establishing card sets for other characters, but you still want to farm on your first character, save the card at 3 stars. You can see almost all of the cards that I have in my storage are 3-star or lower. Because once they're 4-star, they will roll an exclusive stat that will not, see, it says exclusive stat reach 4-star to acquire. It will have an exclusive Doctor Strange stat if I roll it on Doctor Strange. I don't want to roll it on Doctor Strange. That's why I put it in the card storage, so I can, you know, maybe, you know, in the future they release Hulk as a character and I want to jump in with Hulk. I'll be able to slap on 5 3-star cards and then upgrade them to 4-star, 5-star, 6-star and get those exclusive Hulk stat rolls for my Hulk. Last but not least, my 5th tip, really important but often overlooked, accept group invites. So you're gonna see, you know, you can invite people to your party. You can also, when you're playing and you're running around through the game's different zones, you will be receiving requests to party up by people around you. Accept them. There's no penalty for partying up. The content doesn't get more difficult. It's pure win for leveling, leveling up, grinding, and doing those missions and doing them faster. It'll just be easier for you. I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend partying up with people in your alliance, if you have one, for doing group content like Blitz, Raid, and Special Operations. It makes them way easier and you actually get more rewards and better scores. On top of that, I want to quickly highlight the alliance system because unlike other games, it is actually quite punishing if you don't understand the mechanics. So there are alliances in the game that players will create. It costs 500,000 gold to create an alliance. Shout out to Jess Rainbow who made this alliance all those months ago. And basically, so it has the same basic function as the MFF alliances that you can just, any character, any player, once you get to a certain level, you can make your own alliance, sure. However, there's 2 differences from other games. Once you leave an alliance, like if I leave this alliance, I am under a 24-hour ban and I cannot join another alliance. And there's nothing you can do to dodge that ban. Unlike other games where there are loopholes around that ban, there are no known loopholes, none that I know, for getting around that. So be very careful when you're leaving an alliance. You will be allianceless for 24 hours. That's just unavoidable. The second thing is that before you join an actual player-created, player-driven alliance, before that, when you're very, very new in the game will automatically put you in sort of a beginner alliance. Think of it like a kindergarten alliance. And the alliance is not a real alliance. You're not going to want to stay there long term, but it's just to get you to understand that alliances are a thing in the game and they want you to join an alliance. If you leave the alliance and then you switch to another character, when you try to join an alliance, it will not let you because you're trying to join an alliance from a different character than the character that you left that starter alliance from. It's very confusing. Basically what that means, all it means is that whenever you join a starter alliance, like that's whenever you're put into that starter alliance and you leave, make sure on the same character you join another player created alliance. I mean, you'll be fine. You only have to join an alliance once. Like my Black Widow, my Captain America, they're not in a different alliance. They're all in Omega Reborn. But it's just that the leaving the starter alliance and the joining a real alliance has to be done from the same character. If you try to join an alliance from another character that you've created, it will give you an error and it will tell you to leave the starter alliance first, which is extremely confusing because you've already left the starter alliance on a different character. So just go back to that character and then join. So hopefully these 5 starter tips will help you. I've got tons more content on the channel that I've already created from the past 2 months, but I would love to hear from you what other content you would like to see. So hit me up down below in the comments. Let me know what you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.